You know, you're the fourth Fortune 100 African-American woman to make it to this level of CEO. And you're the third African-American Black as the CEO of TIAA, which is notable. How is that in itself a form of advocacy?
Yeah, you know, so I'm the first female CEO of TIAA. Third full-time Black woman CEO. The fourth was on an interim basis. And when I think about what that means, clearly representation matters. Sometimes you can't see what you want to be, but you may have to be the first. Ursula Burns was the first as the CEO of Xerox, so there was no one before her. And so sometimes you have to realize that you may not fully see yourself in an opportunity, but it doesn't mean that that opportunity doesn't belong to you. And so I do believe that me having the opportunity to lead a company like TIAA, which is an absolute privilege, it sends a couple of messages. One, I think, you know, I embody what is ultimately those great moments of all areas of society when there's a first or when there's a second or a third. You know, we just experienced the first Black woman Supreme Justice. And I think that that's something that all Americans should be happy about, regardless of your political affiliation, because it's 230 plus years. And our country, just like business, does not always move in a straight line. Progress is slow, but it's progress all the same. And what I want to instill in my children is that what makes our country great, which I do believe it's a great country, is the ideals of a more perfect union. It's the fact that there is the art of possibility. And whenever you see ceilings crack just a little, it reminds us what makes us great. And I think that's also true in corporate America. And so I am privileged, but I also give homage because I think about all of the women in all of marginalized communities that may have existed decades ago. And no matter how dope you were, you could not get the shot. No matter how smart you were not going to get the shot. And so when I think about having the opportunity to lead this company and to lead it in a way that's guided and anchored on purpose, I hope to create new chapters. You know, there's only ever been 41, I think, Fortune 500 women to lead. 41. Every year there's a Fortune 500 list. 3 Black women full-time. Every year there's a Fortune 500 list. I don't think there's any Latinas right now. And so when you just think about that, you have to understand that talent is created equally, opportunity is not. Meritocracy has not been fully achieved yet. Because I refuse to believe that there has only been 3 amazing women that could run, Black women that can run a company. I refuse to believe that there could have only been 41 women that are currently running a company. And so I do think to much is given, much is required. And I do think that for me, I gladly take on the wherewithal to talk to women, talk to underrepresented groups, talk to other CEOs, to talk about the work that still needs to be done. Because while you have the seat, the question is, what are you going to do with it? The question is, how do you tap allies? How do you tap into men to be able to join, you know, this narrative about true representation and true equity for everyone? And so I think it's a privilege. I think it's a privilege for me to have this opportunity. It's not a burden. The price has already been paid. The burden to lead is not the burden of my ancestors. So I take this burden gladly. I take it with high responsibility and gratitude. And I take it with a real mission to, of course, do my job with excellence, but to also show the art of possibility. And I think when I look at all of the other CEOs who inspire me, men and women, I just believe that there are new chapters that can be written. There's a new chapter that says you can be a CEO and be a mommy, and you can, you know, continue to, you know, be of service to others, and you can rock braids and then take the braids out and rock it straight, and you can dress up with your University of Michigan attire proudly and feel great about it. I think there's more chapters that have to be written on what it means to be a CEO, and I think I'm representing just a new chapter.